New York City mayor says migrants will destroy New York City. Now, this is something we've been saying for years now. We've been saying illegal immigrants will destroy the country. He's worried about his city. I'm worried about the entire country. And they're finally leftists are finally starting to live in their policies, and they are upset because of their own policies. No one told them to make New York City a sanctuary city. No one told them that. This is something they wanted to do, and now they're bearing fruits of this disastrous policy and saying it would destroy New York City. Well, what do you think is happening to these border states? What do you think is happening in states like Texas that don't want them in their state? But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, go to jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. I'm gonna get to the clip in a minute of what Mayor Eric Adams said, but New York City Mayor Eric Adams issued a warning on Wednesday, expressing concern that the ongoing border crisis, marked by an influx of 110,000 illegal immigrants since the previous year, could have devastating consequences for the city. Adams conveyed a sense of urgency to the people of New York, emphasizing that in his entire life, he had never encountered a problem without a foreseeable solution, but he couldn't envision an end to this crisis. He asserted that this issue had the potential to cause irreparable harm to New York City, with approximately 10,000 migrants arriving each month. Again, what about these border states that you have been ignoring and caping for these migrants and saying, "Oh, we're going to be a sanctuary city. We're going to take in these migrants that so-called racists don't want," and now look at you. But furthermore, Adams highlighted the financial strain, stating that the city was facing a $12 billion deficit that would necessitate budget cuts affecting every city service and every residence. He stressed that the impact would extend to neighborhoods across the city, indicating the city as they knew it was on the verge of being lost, and they were all in this together. So take a look at this clip.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you asked me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together, all of us. Staten Island is saying, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No. It's not the game we can play. Open the floor up.
Before assuming office as mayor, Eric Adams had pledged to maintain New York City's sanctuary city status, a designation that limits the city's voluntary cooperation with federal immigration enforcement agents in enforcing immigration laws. So they totally ignore federal laws, mind you. And Adams made his commitment clear via a tweet in 2021 stating unequivocally that New York City would remain a sanctuary city under his administration. That didn't age well, right? And Mayor Adams placed blame on Texas Governor Greg Abbott for the increasing number of undocumented immigrants in New York City, describing Abbott as a madman who had chosen to transport people to New York City. He emphasized the challenges of accommodating the 110,000 migrants, including providing food, shelter, education for children, laundry services, and healthcare. Adams indicated that his team had been working diligently to find alternatives before having to distribute migrants into neighborhoods and communities. He had consistently warned that this issue would eventually affect local neighborhoods. Governor Abbott's initiative involved transporting migrants to alleviate the strain on towns and cities along the U.S.-Mexico border, which had been overwhelmed by millions of illegal immigrants since President Joe Biden assumed office in January 2021. Not just a few thousand that he actually sent to New York, millions. According to Abbott, Texas had transported more than 35,000 migrants to sanctuary cities, including 13,000 to New York City since the previous summer. So he only sent 13,000. They're complaining about 13,000 when states like Texas, they've been getting millions of these illegals. In response to Adams' remarks, Abbott's press secretary issued a statement to Fox News Digital criticizing the mayor's hypocrisy. The statement highlighted that Adams had proudly endorsed New York City's sanctuary city status until Texas began busing migrants there to assist border communities facing overwhelming challenges. The statement also criticized President Biden for transporting migrants nationwide, straining resources in states and localities. It emphasized that Texas would continue to bus migrants to sanctuary cities until President Biden took more effective action to address the border crisis. So the question is, why is Adams blaming Abbott instead of blaming Biden, who has control over these borders? I think we know why. He's afraid to call out the person that's actually causing this. We all know the crisis is happening because of Joe Biden's policies. He, with a swipe of a pen, he went through and erased all the stuff that Trump did to secure our borders. In fact, Joe Biden is actually sending selling pieces of the wall on the low. I mean, he's just Joe Biden is the antithesis of Trump. That's why they're trying to put Trump in prison, because they know if the election happens and it's square, it means no shenanigans happening. Trump will blow out Joe Biden in this election, because a lot of people are waking up to the leftist policies, because we are actually living in this Orwellian nightmare right now because of their policies. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.